Hi, I'm Mix 100's Nina Blanco, sitting backstage at the Ogden with the one and only Max McNown.
Thank you for having me.
Great for being here. Thank you for coming back to Denver.
Yeah, I will always come back.
So we were just talking just a tiny bit before the camera was rolling.
Yes, but we had to save most of the questions for the interview.
Yeah. But you were talking about how much you enjoy coming to Colorado.
Yes.
And this was one of your first headliner shows out here?
The first headline show of my life was in Globe Hall, Denver.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Do you
Yeah.
remember when exactly that was?
January.
Yeah?
Mid-January of this year.
Wow. Holy moly.
Yep.
And now you are back at the Ogden,
Yes.
which is fantastic.
It looks beautiful. I love the layers. There's
Yes.
balconies and stairs and it's so cool.
Yes, it's definitely one of the cooler venues out here. We have a lot of cool venues out here though,
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. And then
Thank you.
tomorrow you are going to be in Boulder, Colorado at the Boulder Theater, which is another really, really cool theater. So I'm excited for you to see that as well.
I've not been.
So you've not been to Boulder at all before?
I think I opened one show in Boulder.
Okay.
But it was not the Boulder Theater, so I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Boulder is really, really cool. It's funny because Boulder, it's beautiful, first of all. I mean, you being there, if you remember, it is a beautiful city. All the students are there. And then, it has this reputation for having all the hippies there as well.
Yeah?
It's a little bit of a culture shock, I feel like, for some people, the hippiness.
I'm from Oregon. I mean, it doesn't get too much more hippie than Portland, Oregon.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's true, right? So talking about, hippie culture might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
You being from Oregon and traveling across the U.S. I know you've gone international as well, done some shows across the pond.
Yes.
I want to know any culture shock that you've experienced in your travels.
Yeah, so right off the top of my head, the biggest one is Amsterdam.
Yeah?
That was, everybody rides bikes.
Uh-huh.
Almost every single vehicle on the road is electric.
Cool.
And everybody rides bikes. It was insane. And also just the architecture and how the city is built is the most unique city I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, and they have river, I think, going
Yes,
through it too.
yeah. I was listening to Amsterdam by Gregory Alan Isakov, walking along the river, and it was a surreal experience.
Yeah, you're like, I'm living the
I'll
song
never
right
forget
now.
it. Yeah, truly, I'll never forget it. And he has such a talent of putting imagery into songs, almost feelings into songs that represent a place without even saying the place a ton. I felt that with the Pacific Northwest, with a lot of his other music.
Yeah, most definitely. Speaking of, just being able to write a song a certain kind of way, you are a songwriter yourself. And for me personally, I admire songwriters. I just think it's a totally different way to create art and imagery, and it kind of uses almost all the senses, I feel like. And then when you're writing the song yourself, I feel like that's an extra special talent. So kudos to you for being able to do it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'm wondering, what is the process? What's the process of creating a song? I know that's a big question.
Yeah,
but.
no, and it's a question that doesn't have a direct answer because every song that I've written has been written in different ways, really. I mean, most of them, it all starts with an idea, right? You have to have an idea. You have to have some sort of inspiration. And I always tell people that I'm always writing. So if I see something that sparks inspiration, I will write it in my notes, and I will have that, and I will keep that there until I bring it into a room with some of my favorite people that I write with, whether that's in Nashville or LA or even Oregon. And I will just take those concepts, go through my list. Some of it is verses, some of it is half a song, some of it is one word. And then some of it's just a melody that I hummed into my voice memos. And that's kind of where the songs are born. And it's really important to me that they come from me. I think that there's a lot of different ways to do music. I don't knock people that don't write their own songs, but it's important to me to have the initial birth of the song in my own mind and in my notes page, because that makes it the most me.
Right, and authentic.
Yes, authentic. And that's I pride myself most on my authenticity.
Yeah.
And I try to be me. So when you meet me and you talk to me, my goal is that when you listen to my music, you see my social media, you see my shows, you meet me and you think, Yeah, that's exactly who I've been watching.
That's
you
it,
know, you know?
right?
Yeah.
Same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, talking about social media, you definitely blew up on TikTok and your fans online, and then being able to show up in person. It's got to be a really special feeling for you.
Yeah. It's been an interesting transition. Social media can be so separate from ticket sales, from shows, from, concert attendees. And so we've been working really hard to keep kind of humility at the forefront, because when I played my first show and it was, in front of 200 or so people, at that point I had millions of monthly listeners and I had lots of social media followers, but I only was going for about 200 tickets a night in the beginning. And so it's important to stay humble and realize that you have to grind and build every facet of the industry, and you can't just expect it to kind of fall into your lap.
The work never stops.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
always
every
keep
accomplishment is followed by a what's next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably a healthy way to look at it.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're never going to be fully on top. No one ever should feel like they're the one person on top.
If you feel like you are the best of the best, then that's an issue with you. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. It's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, love it. And speaking about the humility and wanting to keep it authentic and branching that out to your fans, I'm curious because, I've seen previous interviews with you and you've been very open about how in the beginning of your career, I feel like you were a little bit of a late bloomer because you were not afraid, but your voice, you didn't love your voice.
Yeah.
You weren't sure
I hated
that
my
you.
voice.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to say it.
I'll let you say it.
Yeah, I did. And all growing up, the reason I didn't pick up a guitar and actually start, learning chord transitions and teaching myself guitar until I was about 21.
Yeah.
And so it took me a long time to work up the courage just to do that. And part of that was just frustration. It's hard. Like I would try throughout my life, maybe 3 or 4 times, and I would just give up every time. It's like, you try to learn, my fingers don't do that. Why are they not doing that? And so then you quit for a while. And the same thing with my voice. When I was, singing covers, I would sing a cover and I would listen back to it and I would hate the sound of my voice so much. And granted, a lot of that was I hadn't even been through puberty yet. Like when I was in 6th grade trying to sing Justin Bieber and Shawn Mendes. It's not.
It's different.
It's different. They're fully matured and they have lots more control. And so I would just let that discourage me a lot. And it wasn't until kind of the Zach Bryan sound, the Zach Bryan vocal tone came out and succeeded. I was like, I sound kind of similar to that. So if he has a chance, then maybe, I do too.
Yeah.
And that was a huge inspiration.
So finding that tone, finding the right melodies, the right pitches, the right harmonies that go along with your voice. I mean, obviously that's a huge help, but like you said, it's just so easy to be discouraged when it doesn't quite work out for you the first time.
Yeah. And I built this strategy of kind of medium to low hopes. And it sounds sad, but it's the way that I've lived these last few years, where you go in and it's not necessarily you're pessimistic. You're not expecting to be frustrated and upset and discouraged, but you're not expecting for it to go perfect.
Yeah.
And when you're not expecting for it to go perfect, anything close to perfect is a win.
Yeah.
And so we always joke, my whole band, anytime we're not excited for a show and we think, oh, this one is kind of a come down, so maybe it's not sold out,
Sure.
We've played other sold out shows already and this might be a letdown, it always blows us away. Every time. And so you start to realize that a lot of it is the mindset. A lot of it is the perspective. Perspective is so key in everything.
I just love hearing you say that, like over and over again, because it's not even just like in the music industry. I feel like it's in life in general.
Oh my gosh, of course.
People need to remember that.
Especially with social media. I mean, you're always looking at other people. You're always seeing other people's lives and you're comparing yourself. And sometimes you need something that wakes you up to realize how grateful you can be for all that you have.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And that's great. So any kids out there that may be watching, you have an interest in singing or playing music or picking up a guitar, but that first time didn't go so great and you're discouraged, like what piece of advice can you give the kids at home right now trying to practice in their room and getting frustrated?
Yeah, there's so much advice that I would probably think of if I had kind of more time to think about it, that's specific to music. But as cliche as it sounds, don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Try again.
Yeah, try again. I mean, when I was 17, I was training. My goal was to join the Marine Corps, and so when I was 17, I was training for about a year, my junior year, and I was going to enlist right outside my senior year, and I remember boot camp was something that was really scary for everybody. Everybody was like, "Oh man, it's going to be really hard. It's going to hurt. You're going to be in pain." But everybody you would talk to that had made it through said the only way that you fail is quitting.
Yeah.
And you can take that, like you were saying, in so many aspects of life, whether that's your, career in music, whether that's military, whether that's, a family member, like a relationship with a family member.
That's true.
Backing out and pulling the parachute is the only way that you never reach the reunion.
That's true. That's a great point.
So just don't give up. I mean, it seems way too simple, and those words I think are overplayed in our world today. But I think when you really think about everything that it encompasses, not giving up is the most important thing if you're pursuing something.
Yeah, most definitely. So take that home, kids.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it home.
Well, Max, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. We're backstage at the Ogden. You got a show here tonight.
Yep.
And then tomorrow you're going to be at the Boulder Theater as well. So thank you so much for coming to Colorado. I hope you get to go and explore around town. Have you done anything fun? Because you got in this morning, right?
Yeah. And I have my entire suitcase of laundry to do.
Fun.
And,
Sounds great.
Some other tasks on the day. But we have a day off. Do we have a day off in Boulder?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the day after the show, I believe.
Okay.
In Denver, back in Denver. There you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we usually do explore when we have some
awesome.
time off, but show days are tough.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Rehearsals and sound checks and, interviews backstage.
Exactly. Gosh, taking up all my time.
My bad. Well, I'm so glad that you have a day off on Sunday in Denver, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get to have some fun and relax, and don't worry about that laundry. It'll be fine. No one can smell you on the stage.
We'll get to it. Well, depends how bad it gets. Thank you.
Well, thank you
Appreciate
so much.
You. Yep.